Hi and welcome to the third part of the Elven Market tutorial here at Abe Jin SketchUp Workshop. And truth to be told, this part is not really SketchUp related at all. So why so? Well, because we are in the final editing part of the building and preparing it for, preparing it and making sure that it's going to be in a usable state so that it's going to be, in the mod within Age of Empires. So what are the changes that I have made? Well, I put down these cute little shades of sorts. So I think they look neat. They look very elven, a little bit festive even, since this is a marketplace. So the gazebo is full of fancy pottery. As you can see here, this wing is somewhat filled with bows and shields and whatnot. So I really like that. The inside of the market, well, let's say that lightning and all the goodies inside help make it look really rich. So the windows, they did their part, and even the upper section is really fine and rich. So I love it. Now, let's talk a little bit about editing it. So let's go back to our friend GIMP. Again, I haven't checked how to pronounce that. I'm horrible. Anyway, GIMP. We're going to copy it over to GIMP, and we're going to go to colors, hue, saturation, and depending on the building materials, you need to increase the saturation of the image. We're going to go for a nice 25% here, so no more needed. Yeah, this is a creative mess right here, right now. Alright, now we have copied it over. It looks glorious. So what's our next step? So the building has been saturated. A part of this saturation, so sometimes if you make a building with really bright colors after the saturation, you might think, this is too much. Well, don't worry, don't fret, because during the conversion process, Age of Empires will make sure that your bright and shiny buildings turn a bit duller since the color palette is such. So I'm just going to fix these shields a little bit here. Okay, anyway, so you could do that with all of your assets. All right, now we had that. Looks gorgeous. Let's save it. Let's find this. So we're going to make a new folder. Okay, market. So we're going to put it here. Okay, then we're going to open SLX Studio. I have lots of versions here. This one is the most comfy one for me to use. Now we're going to apply the colors. View, apply color. So, yep, it's been applied. These colors, or this color scheme, is what you should expect to see in game. Now, file, save as, screenshot, yeah, replace, and that's the file we're going to edit. So the previous image has been replaced. So now we need a lovely purple. We're gonna put it as color 2 as well. So, whoop. Now, this is the important part. Copy it all over, select the background color, transparent selection, and voila, our first pass was successful. We copied over lots, no issues with it whatsoever. And the second pass, alright, copied over a lot again, not really that great. Okay, now we're going to go for this white color. Okay, there we go. Now this is the building we want. So let's just delete everything here. Copy this one. And now this baby is ready for editing. So the first things first. Oh no, some of the colors have miraculously disappeared. Fret not, good man. So we just have to bring them back. So this was probably just too white or too bright for color anyway for you to have. So we're just going to fill in these spots which are missing some color. So just make sure to keep an eye out on these, because they could appear everywhere. and don't want that. Alright, so just where it makes sense. Alright, I think this is really done now. So you could always color in pixels you don't like, even though the 3D model had them or might have had them. Just don't worry. Okay, so here we have some decorations, like this shield with a player color and this helmet, which is an Elven helmet, inspired by Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Woohoo! We're going to keep them there. As you can see, the pottery here is perfect, everything is fine and dandy. Now another step, another detail we must take care of is the player color. Here you can see that actually, due to the saturation, some of the player color disappeared. It turned into, well, the background color. We don't really want that. So let's just make a quick pass check for those anomalies. I don't want any player colors here, for example, even though the model had them. Okay, well then. That's neato completo. Now, that's been done. We are now going to address the shadows, and that's the tricky part, which is awfully time consuming, I'm not gonna lie, but we need to do it. So the best thing for you to do is to remove excess shadows, because you don't really want too much shade on everything. Alright, there we go. So we have simplified the shadow as much as can be. Hop hop. So alright, so there we go. Now the shadow in game, if you want it to appear transparent, you should go for this fine red color. That will be transparent. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, whoops. Well, I don't really want this all to be a shadow, so I'm just going to color them red. Ooh, that was weird. Alright, so anyway, this is going to take some time, so I hope you like the design choices I made for this one. I think it's rather cute, very elven. Now I like to say elven. Elvish for some reason sounds, even though I checked, lots of sources state that to be the correct version, I just find it to be crude, elvish. As if I'm trying to, it's just not elegant in any way. Now I know I am not a native speaker of the English language, so I cannot say for sure if natives find it to be jarring, but Elvish sounds totally like something a little kid would say. But Elven, now that sounds sophisticated. Okay. Anyway, so this is the quick pass through here. Now again, every single pixel doesn't have to be covered, but it would be nice, you know, those details are something that you might notice later on, and just for your sake, whoops, what did my mouse do? Just fix them for your sake so that later you don't get some case of OCD. Ooh wee. Alright, now these parts are totally easier to fix. Alright, and I think the gazebo part is taken care of. Now we are just moving on into this one. Very simple, very easy, 2 clicks. And finally, this part here. So I was thinking about leaving the shadow in there, but actually I'm going to remove the whole shadow. It's going to be transparent through and through, or as much as I can make it transparent. Okay, now that's it. Voila, we got ourselves a market that's been prepped. So we're going to move this beauty over here for further editing. Now I suggest uh, if you're gonna do that using the original Age of Empires assets like this, cut up into small bits, bits and pieces, is always very useful. So we're going to use this to decorate. So I'm just gonna copy. So all of these come from a ton of various sources. Impossible for me to state which ones exactly. So I'm just gonna copy this over here, put it here. I call them the big goodies, right? Because I put them together from a bazillion places. So as you can see, they're going to be fitting in rather neatly after a bit of editing. Now, the pots, we're actually going to fill them with some of these goodies. Ooh, I've missed a couple. So remember, always make multiple passes when it comes to these little details. Okay, ooh, I like this. Ooh, and this. Alright, so many nice little details. Just feel free to throw them around everywhere. So for example, look at this one. So I would like it to be kind out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, remove this here, copy them over, and let's see. Yeah. They look awesome. So let me just finish this. See, now using without any layers in paint, we have created this nice scene here. Where should these go? Okay, these do not fit in very well. Oh, I love these. These two little pods, they could go everywhere for all I care. I love them so much. Cart full of stuff. I think I might actually put it here. I'm gonna think about it. Okay, these are always good. It's one of my favorite little goodies. I'm gonna put it somewhere, yeah, here. And now certain foodstuffs. Okay, this is not everything. How are these little bowls? I don't know what they do, but they look cute. Just going to put one of them here, and the other one will go somewhere here. Ta-da! Alright, so basically so far so good with these. I don't want to overdo it, but a couple more will be cool. I'm gonna put this one here. Yeah, but there's more stuff in extra goodies that I want to use. For example, these plants. Okay, this is after all an Elven market. Some vegetation is to be expected. I mean, honestly. I'm gonna put these here. Of course, remember, this will all be edited once more in GIMP. Oh, this pottery, I waited for a good chance to add it in. Okay, and now we're gonna add a few extra shadows. So I'm gonna make these dark black shadows. Okay, there we go. A few extra tinges of shade here, here, and here. Also, you could use the pen. No, this creates an extra bit of shade. Ta-da! Okay, but the rest will be done in GIMP. See, the market is already much richer. Mucho dinero all over the place. Now we need to, of course, kinda collect it all together. So we're going to use these little assets here. Ooh, and I actually want to use all of this. All of this looks great. Well, not everything I selected, but everything I had in mind here. Okay, here we're gonna do this. Voila. Oh, this one. This little wine. Then this little wine again. Splosh it here. There we go. Much livelier, much better. Okay, this is going to go here. Nah, no place for this bushel. I think I'm somewhat at the limit here as to how many doodads I can arrange without it looking, you know, lame. Alright, there we go. Now it comes to, well, setting up a path. So I'm gonna add these here. Now selecting this thing, this market, not thing, really. Let's put it on here. Excellent. Much better already. And if we overlap it, excellent. And we're going to bring in these darker stones. Okay, these darker stones are going to look great here. Okay, perfect. Now what I would like to do is to create a path from here to here. Okay, so the same operation goes for the whole marketplace again. Okay, perfect. This was really well done. So we're just gonna copy these stones over here. You, young man, go here. You go there, and you go. So much richer, much better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more stones here in the middle. And voila, this part is done. Now we're going to use these lamps. Now, I believe that the first time I saw these lamps was as part of the never finished but really cute Age of Sherwood mod, pitting Robin Hood and the Merry Men against the evil sheriff of Nottingham and his goons. So that's really precious. I loved the idea, and some of the things that they did there were definitely an inspiration. So I'm just gonna put these lamps in here. Already looks a ton warmer. Now, how to make a lamp facing us? Well, you just cut up one of these pieces. Maybe like this. Ta-da! And this lamp is facing you. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da-da! Alright, so the market's arrangement of things, the stuff that I wanted to arrange at the market, that's pretty much done. So just a few more details. I want to put this little thing on here. Okay, now what we will do is we'll go to a little post-processing phase, I suppose, and it's going to be done in GIMP. So I'm going to introduce a cute new tool. It's the two tools. Most of you probably already use them, but if not, first we have this select tool. It's really neat. So you select stuff, then you go to colors, brightness, and then you decrease the brightness to a point where you think it's okay. And ta-da! Now these two are not as bright as they were before. You can repeat that to many other things, pardon me, that you have in your model. So of course this adds to the believability of what you have created. It gives it, it's already, it was already a 3D model, yes, but it's been turned into a 2D image, and some of the things that make it 3D, they just disappear. So this really helps you get back that 3D feeling. And ta-da! That's done. Just a few more adjustments, and voila. Oh, and we're going to take these and we're going to add them to my big goodies selection. Why not? Why not? Alright, perfect. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to add. I think I haven't overdone the amount of details that the market has, but I hope I also haven't, you know, cut it a bit short. Alright, so now let's see what it's going to look like in game. So back to the market folder, back to SLX Studio, load, view, selection box 4x4. As you can see, a pretty much perfect 4x4. Alright, so I like to overstep the boundaries. Some people don't like me doing that, but what can I do? Born to be wild. So this is the green stuff is where the player color will occur. The red stuff is what will be transparent. Save as. Okay. Then SLP. It's going to be an 8-bit standard SLP because this is after all Age of Empires HD. And then we go to market. We run SLP editor. I like to check my work in SLP editor. And that's it. Perfect. So as you can see, we're just going to zoom in a little bit. As you can see, this is the building in the SLX editor. Looks neat, looks really fine. The shadow now is turned into this color. So let's go through some of the player colors. So that's the purple, blue, red, green. Green looks surprisingly good. Yellow, always loved yellow. We have orange, teal or cyan, and finally gray. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time and take care. So if you are interested in seeing more videos like this, be sure to subscribe because I ain't never gonna stop. Thank you. Have a nice day.